I slept in the bed with my mom till I was like 13. I was such a mama's boy. Like, anytime her friends would come over and they would be playing spades at the table, like, I would fall asleep on her lap because I, like, had separation anxiety. Like, I never wanted to be away from my mom.
Y'all's is mama's boys.
Boys humble. Like, my boys have never had a pair of Jordans. You know, my boys don't do all that internet fly shit. I'm like your kids. And no, I don't give I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid. Mm-hmm. Do not. And my oldest gets it. My 15-year-old, he tells the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad. Because once you get one that's right, he gonna straighten the other ones out. Mm-hmm. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities, for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. Right. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open a door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm is on. You text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up.
I love that.
Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing. Right. You can have all the celebrity in the world, jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing. Yeah. So you got to have a little guard in there. Mm-hmm. You know, and so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
Hold up.
Growing up in the South in the 90s and 80s, you grow up homophobic, sexist, and racist. And we talking about the 80s and the 90s. That's just a fact. You know what I mean? So when I got to school, my roommate was gay. Like, I didn't know how to deal with that. Like, my brother's gay. I didn't know how to deal with that. So being a man, I used my art to better myself. I played Perry so that I could understand my brother better. So I could understand my friends better. Going to art school, a bunch of my friends were gay. You know what I mean? Like, when I was a kid, we had a record label. We had the first gay rapper. Nobody gave a f***. You make good music, nobody care. You know, Big Frida is famous.
Here, for sure.
For sure. You know what I mean? So the idea of being gay in New Orleans has always not only been supported, but it's been a part of the culture. Growing up in the South, but with me, I needed to figure out what was my holdup, what was my insecurity about that. And once I played that role, I realized everybody deserves to be loved. It's not my job to say who you love or who should love you. If you loved, I'm happy for you. That don't mean I'm gay. You know, so Perry was more so a statement piece for me with the love and admiration for my brother, with the appreciation and respect of my friends for that culture. It really put me in a position where I think it made me a better actor because I had to go so far out the box. I had to go to the furthest spectrum away from myself to play that role. But with me, we're not gonna fight. We're gonna kiss. Kiss. Like, kiss. It's the only way. We gotta know. No, if there are fireworks, then, okay, bam, it's an us thing, whatever. At least we got a foothold on it. So let's just fucking kiss. Okay? I said okay. I'm working up to it.
You want me to start?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not gonna fight.
Ready?
Just fucking kiss me, man.
damn thing.
So my boy stepping out into his Soho debut. Please.
See, this anger you feeling towards white people is the same anger brothers feel towards me for being gay.
Well, how'd someone like you end up sleeping in a shelter?
You know, a respected, published writer of the Harlem Renaissance.
He wrote about being gay in that time. Respect was the last thing he was going to get.
You think he's for real?
What do you mean?
I mean, he could just be a nut job with a really vivid imagination.
He's for real, all right.
Look at you. An old man like me is game for a little adventure. You should be too.
This is what proper Negroes do with trash like you. Oh! Who do you think you are? I'll tell you about family, because we are the family.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 3, it reads, "Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings." All right, before I continue, I'd like to start out by giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, and double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone who teach this 100% truth. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. Today is March the 16th, year 2025. The hopeful year of our deliverance, the our being the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the seed of our fathers, as well as judgment and destruction to the so-called self-proclaimed white nation, which they're not white, they're red, the biblical Edomites. But this lesson is going to be something quick and to the point. You know what I'm saying? I seen this clip yesterday, so we're going to speak on it for a minute. Jason Tatum, if y'all don't know who that is, he's a famous basketball player. He plays for the Boston Celtics. All right, they won the NBA championship last year, you know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum is he's one of the better players in the NBA. All right, but he has a stigma to him in the NBA, and it's not necessarily something that's, he's not a, how can I put it? As the world will see, he's not a wild nigga. He ain't a YN like the majority of these niggas out here. He ain't no criminal bound motherfucker like the majority of Jake that came up and made it to the league. He's he's a good old boy, all right? And for whatever reason, that works against him in the NBA, because you would think with his credentials and his, the things that he's done and his upbringing and his character, he would be the face of the league, but he's far from it. It's like the people hate him, all right? And that speaks volumes in itself. These people, they hate, quote-unquote, upstanding people, right? But they love, you know what I'm saying, the Barabbas and shit, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, they love this was that nigga they love. They want, the league want Anthony Edwards to be the face of it, all right? Another nigga, all right? Just a goddamn nigga, all right? But anyway, you see how Jason Tatum comes off. He comes off very, just be real with it, he come off kind of soft, all right? He's an NBA player. He's a man as far as stature goes, but inwardly, he's pretty soft, all right? And you can just see it, all right? It just comes off of him that way. All right, so he had the thing where he said, he had anxiety, separation from being away from his mother. All right, and a lot of Jake is raised that way, up under that woman. All right, and that's why, the majority of the men of our nation are emotional, irrational, and, little effeminate bitches for the most part. All right, it is what it is. All right, and that's because that woman, all right, she raised her sons to be that way. All right, the nigga grew up in, I know a little bit about Jason Tatum. All right, he grew up in St. Louis and shit, He didn't grow up necessarily rich or no shit like that, but you know, his mother and his father, I think his father was in his life, kept him out of a lot of trouble. All right. Well, let's go. So I'm going to go to Proverbs 22. I'm going to jump down to verse 6. It reads, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. All right, so when you have small children, all right, that's when you start implementing, all right, life skills to them, you know, let them know, you know, how to be when they grow up. All right, and in Jason Tatum's case, all right, again, his father was a part of his life. You know what I'm saying? But he was raised predominantly with his mother. All right, and the fact that he was still sleeping in the bed with his mother as a man speaks volumes. All right, you know what I'm saying? 12 is the age of accountability in the eyes of the Lord. So this nigga 13 years old still sleeping in the bed with his mother. All right, you know, that's madness, and that shows, you know what I'm saying, these women, all right, they destroy their sons. All right, and they destroy their sons and their daughters. They make their sons weak, and they make their daughters, you know what I'm saying, strong in areas they ought not to be strong in. All right, so I'm gonna read this in Sirach, chapter 30. All right, the book of Ecclesiasticus. It reads verse 1: He that loveth his son causeth him often to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. All right, so the key word is he. All right, the man is supposed to raise his son. All right. Verse 2, he that chasten his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. All right, see, Esau don't like that. All right, the devil the Bible speaks of, he wants that woman to raise, all right, the men of our nation, all right, because even though they're men, you know, they're gonna grow up. They're gonna be men. They're gonna grow up into stature as men, but on the inside, they're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, little bitches. All right, you know what I'm saying. Look at a nigga like LeBron. All right, he's raised by his mother. All right, and look how he acts. All right, he acts like a straight up little girl. All right, outside of basketball, he's a little bitch. All right, Kevin Durant, he was raised by his mother. No man around. All right, well, I ain't gonna say no man around. I don't know all that. But I'm saying he's predominantly raised by his mother. What that nigga say when he won the MVP? You giving all his praise to his mother. You the real MVP. And it ain't to say a woman doesn't, you know, raise her sons to be upstanding individuals, but it takes a man to raise a man. All right, that's just what it is. All right, and then you can still have a man in your life and raise you, and you still turn out to be a fucking YN. All right, I mean, look at Ja Morant. All right, his father T Morant is in his life, been in his life, but look at how Ja acts. All right, he acts just like a fucking typical young nigga out here, and he don't even have to. He wasn't even raised in the hood. That nigga went to private schools and shit like that, you know. But when that nigga in you, that nigga in you. All right. Verse 4, it say, though his father die, yet he is though he were not dead, for he had left one behind him that is like himself. All right, and that's why, you know what I'm saying, the man is supposed to raise the son. All right, I mean, and then, hey, look at, hey, I'm speaking on Ja Morant. T Morant, he don't look like he no upstanding nigga his own self. All right, so his son didn't fall too far from the tree, you know. His son is doing whatever. Whatever. I don't know them people like that. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Just saying, if a man is in his right mind and his right estate, all right, and he got some sort of morality about him, he gonna raise his son to be the exact such. All right, it's another clip I'm probably gonna add in post production with Anthony Mackie. All right, Captain America today. All right, he's speaking on this podcast Pivot. All right, RC Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder, their podcast. All right, and he's going into how he raises his sons. All right, now listen, he's an actor. He's a part of that world. All right, I didn't see this nigga play roles that weren't necessarily masculine. All right, I didn't see this nigga take homosexual roles. All right, he played I think that was in that last Black Mirror. All right, he played a fucking Mo role. All right, but anyway, he also got movies where he played a masculine man. My favorite movie that nigga playing is She Hate Me. All right, it's an older movie, probably like in the late 90s. All right, Kerry Washington and some old bitch, basically, you You know what I'm saying? They going to Jake to get pregnant. All right, all these bitches want to get pregnant and have kids, and Anthony Mackie's character is the one they go to. And this nigga is basically getting these hoes pregnant for $10,000. All right, each $10,000 a kid. All right, it's a good movie if you watch it. All right, whatever. But yeah, he got to sit down where he was talking. All right, and he was going into how he raises his son. He says he's raising his sons to be men. All right, he says how America has destroyed the masculinity and the masculine male. All right, and that's true. All right, this setup and this captivity, all right, is the worst captivity that we've ever been in. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites. This is the worst captivity we've ever endured. All right, because what this devil did is diabolical. All right, he turned our woman into the man and turned our men into the women. All right, and look at where it got us today. All right, destroyed. All right, you see how these YNs running around, or you see how these little stud bitches running around. I mean, our people are destroyed, bro. All right, and that's why the Lord is coming to kill 2 out of 3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. He's gonna destroy you over here. All right, he's only coming back for his elect. All right, those who are sighing and crying for the abominations and the wickedness that they have to endure on a day in and day out basis. All right. Verse 5, it said, while he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. All right, so that's what you want as a man. That's the type of son you want right there. All right. Let me see. Verse 7, it say, he that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry. All right, because a lot of you niggas out here, you have your sons and shit, and you uplift them because they're good at one thing. All right, but if they ain't got the fear of the Lord in them, it was better not to have them. All right, and Jason Tatum, you know what I'm saying? He's a great athlete, great basketball player, but as far as, you know what I'm saying, being a hopeful man of the Lord, he's far from it. All right. Verse 8, and the horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. All right. Let's see, verse 9, croak of thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. All right, because you're supposed to be on your son ass, bro, from when he a young nigga, bro. You're supposed to always drill into him. All right, what you acquire with him. All right, from when he's a young Jake, you're supposed to, raise him up in the way that he should go. Train him up. All right, verse 10, laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gash thy teeth in the end. All right, because you play with these little niggas when they little niggas, and they gonna bring you to tears when they become big niggas. All right, verse 11, give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on his sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn, and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. All right, so you're supposed to beat his ass, you know what I'm saying? Your child go off, you know what I'm saying? Go too far. All right, you're supposed to take that belt. All right, and you're supposed to handle that. All right, that go for your daughters too, but especially, you know what I'm saying, when you're raising your sons. All right, verse 13, chasten thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. All right, and hey, a lot of you little niggas of the day, you know what I'm saying, this is what you needed growing up. You needed your fathers to beat your asses, all right, to instill some level of fear in you. All right, maybe you would have had a better chance at, you know what I'm saying, being a decent person in society. But the majority of you niggas, all right, you just niggas. You was born in vain any fucking way. All right, your whole purpose was to come down here and be a YN and turn into a ON. All right, and then turn into a DN. All right, a young nigga to an old nigga to a dead nigga. All right, that's the majority of you niggas' fate any fucking way. All right. All right, let's stay in the same book. We're gonna go up to chapter 16. Starting at verse 1, it say, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. All right, so just because a nigga can run fast, you know what I'm saying, nigga can dunk a basketball, you know what I'm saying, nigga can catch a football, kick a soccer ball, or whatever gift that they have as far as worldly accolades and go. All right, but if they're ungodly, it's for nothing. All right, they gonna still die. All right, verse 2, though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. All right, so if your son is an athlete and he's talented or whatever, whatever genre or whatever thing your seeds are able to excel in, if the fear of the Lord ain't with them, it's for naught. All right, verse 3, trust not in their life, neither respect their multitude, for one that is just is better than 1,000, and it is better to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. You understand that? It's better to have no children at all than to have, you know what I'm saying, a fucking LeBron James or a Kevin Durant. All right, because these niggas, they're ungodly. All right, yeah, they good in the world, but the Lord hates the world. All right, the Lord's gonna destroy the world. All right, you know what I'm saying. And when I say world, I'm talking about the eon, all right, this eon of Esau, the rule and the reign of this devil, where Jake, you know what I'm saying, is able to, you know what I'm saying, coon and buffoon all the way to the top. The Lord's gonna destroy that shit. All right, the Lord is gonna destroy the 2/3 world of Israel. All right, they gotta come back in the kingdom through the 1/3 world of Israel. All right. Let me see. Verse 4, it say, for by one that hath understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate. All right. 2 out of 3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that reside over here are gonna get put to death. All right, and a lot of them are gonna be celebrities. All right. What is LeBron James, Kevin Durant, who's the other nigga? Jason Tatum. What do they need Yahweh Bashim was shot for? All right, Esau, their God is Esau, and ultimately their God is money, because that's Esau then gave them niggas an absorbent amount of money, way more money than any other nigga gonna ever see. So that's their God, all right? What they need Yahweh Bashim was shot for. All right, that's why these niggas are dark. All right, that's why when they shoot them threes, they throw up that signal. All right, you know what I'm saying? That 3, which is a 6. All right, they cover it up over their eyes and they throw it up. They do all that shit. They do that shit even when they not shooting 3-pointers. All right, they do all types of wicked bidding. All right, in the NBA, all right, these niggas are the most popular athletes on the planet. All right, you know what I'm saying? Their social media shit, I mean, these niggas are famous beyond pretty much anybody. All right, these niggas are more famous than most movie stars. All right, you know what I'm saying? They're the biggest, strongest, fastest men in the world. All right, you don't see no niggas running around 6'8", running fast like that, jumping like they jump, doing what they do. All right, but behind them closed doors, you already know what Evil E does to him. He pimps him out. You know what I'm saying? I'm all over the place, but oh well, it's all going together. Who's that nigga? The old Edomite that used to own the Clippers. I forgot that fucker name. They made him sell Donald Sterling. Yeah, they made him sell the team because he got mad at his girlfriend for hanging out with niggas and bringing niggas to his game and bringing niggas to the games of the Clippers, sitting in the crowd with him and shit. He was like, nigga, she was sitting in the crowd with Magic. And Donald was like, why you bring these niggas to my games and shit and sit out there in the crowd with them? You want to fuck with them behind the scenes? That's cool and shit, but don't be doing that shit in public. All right, but anyway, yeah, Donald used to have parties and shit. All right, and he used to pimp out his players. He used to bring Blake Griffin. He's one of the main ones. He used to bring Blake ass up there. All right, and he have all his little rich sodomite partners. You know Esau is a faggot by nature. He have all his little rich Edomites with him. Them freaky billionaires that be at that them all white parties. Where you niggas be at? Anyway, he have them out there and they be showing Blake out like, y'all see this right here? This my new power forward right here. What y'all think about him? And got these niggas looking at him all, you know what I'm saying, how they do. How when Jamie Foxx was sitting down with Jerry Jones at the Cowboys game, at the Cowboys practice, and Jerry was telling that nigga about them niggas hand sizes, foot speeds, and don't forget the rod size. and Jamie cut the feed off. These niggas is homosexuals, bro. All right, they got to do whatever them rich, freaky white boys tell them to do. All right, you know what I'm saying? Why does another man, and in the term owner, that's classic right there. The owner, that makes you the slave. You the employee, the slave. All right, so your owner has all your fucking attributes. When they draft these niggas, bro, they make these niggas stand, and they probably make these niggas stand ass naked or in they fucking skippies, all right? And they examine these niggas from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet and everything in between, all right? So why do these devils have you niggas rod sizes? Why is that? Why do these devils have every measurement of your body? Why do they have that shit? If you ain't a fucking slave and a toy for them to freak off with whenever they want to, or pimp you out whenever they want to, all right? And that's why, you know what I'm saying, these niggas be wearing purses and shit behind the scenes. They dress like little girls and shit. I mean, these niggas is hoes out here, all right? And it started with that fucking woman, all right? She conditioned you niggas to be the little bitch-ass hoe niggas you turned out to be. She conditioned you for that, all right? I used to sit on my mom's lap while she played spades with her friends, and then I used to fall asleep. Nigga, you was a bitch, all right? If your mother had any goddamn sense, she would have told you, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nothing but wicked-ass women here. My mother used to have card games. My father's been in my life. Let me say this. My father's been in my life my whole entire life. I can't remember a day where my daddy wasn't in my life. All right, my mother and father were together. One second. All right, y'all forgive me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my mother used to have card games with my aunties and shit. Hell, pretty much every cuss word I know, I learned from them old women. All right, I learned how to talk a whole bunch of shit from them women. But you better believe I wasn't in their faces like that. My father wasn't going for that shit. Hell no, we had to be in our rooms, or we was off with my dad doing some man shit. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother didn't sit up under my mother like that. All right, my brother did more than me. All right, because he's a little, you know what I'm saying? That nigga used to get out of all kind of shit because he knew how to finesse my mother because he had asthma and shit. So when it came time to do yard work, you know what I'm saying, this nigga would always use that excuse. And my father would have to make him go in the house and he clean the kitchen and do all that little shit. And I had to mow the whole yard and rake the leaves and do all that shit by myself. But I appreciate that shit now. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that now. All right. Because that just shows me, you know what I'm saying, the Lord was working with me even back then. All right. Me and my brother, and I'm saying this shit because it is what it is. I have an identical twin brother. We 6 minutes apart. All right. I'm the oldest. All right. But we heard this truth for the very first time at the same time. All right. At the same time, we heard this. All right. Back in 2017. All right. You know what I'm saying? Shortly after my 30th birthday. All right. We heard this. All right. And it drew me in immediately. Just like that. And he went the complete other way. You know what I'm saying? And that just shows how the Lord works. You know what I'm saying? And it is, but I could tell you other stories about shit that went down in my childhood, referencing my father and me and that nigga, but it ain't, it's all good. Just going to show that the Lord is dealing with men. Men have to raise men. All right. It don't necessarily be your father, but it's going to take a man to, you know what I'm saying, hold another man to, to the accountability. You know what I'm saying? It takes men to hold other men accountable. All right. A woman ain't going to do it. All right. They're fickle. All right. They're as the wind. They can go either which way, either day. All right. So niggas like Jason Tatum gonna die. All right. And that's just what it is. You mama's boy ass niggas, like David said, y'all is mama's boys. And you niggas gonna die. You better grow some nuts. You better do like your how Bashim Awashai and say and show yourself to be a fucking man. All right. They don't say be a fucking man. I at the end. You better do like your Yahweh and your Hawashai command us to do and show yourself to be a man. All right. So that's pretty much it for the lesson. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ramble and talk enough. Lord willing, it was edifying, flowed together, and made sense. All honor, glory, and praise go to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone who teach this 100% truth. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, that be in the house of David, Kwam Yasharala, and the Bible Ball.